Menopause. It shuffles the deck. Hey folks, I'm Annette. My website is AnnetteLeonard.com, and this is another episode of the Chronic Wellness Podcast. Thanks for joining me. So, I've been talking for the last couple of episodes about menopause and the way that it intersects with chronic illness. And this can be really complex, and I am not a medical doctor, so don't seek medical advice from me. But if something here applies to you, please do take it back to your physicians and have a more nuanced conversation. So, if you are a biological female, at some point in your late 40s or your early 50s, your eggs will run out. So we have a fixed and finite set of eggs in our ovaries, and we drop several of those eggs every month down our fallopian tubes into our uterus, if we have one, and we bleed. And at some point, that ceases to be true. And the years where that is coming to a close is called perimenopause. And once we have not bled for a full year, we are in menopause. And those of us who have had things like ablation or hysterectomies, but we've kept our ovaries, it makes it a lot more difficult to know exactly where we are in that process. And I am among those females who've had a hysterectomy, and therefore knowing exactly when I'm in menopause will be more difficult to tell. I do still have signals that let me know that something is happening hormonally, and some of the symptoms that I'm experiencing are things like greater variability in mood. I'm more easily agitated or cranky. I'm experiencing some greater sleep disruption, and I am someone who already has some pretty severe sleep disruption. So for me to say that, it's noticeable. I'm only sleeping for 2 and 3 hour chunks. I'm having a really difficult time getting back to sleep if I am waking up, when I am waking up. And I'm having a new pattern of anxiety in the night. So when I wake up and my mind gets captivated by anything, I'm just perseverating on it. And it can be the dumbest stuff. I mean, one time earlier this summer, we were going to have family over to celebrate my nephew's graduation from college, and I spent 6 hours wondering whether we had paper cups for people to drink out of. I mean, I could have gotten up and looked. We could have sent someone to get someone, or get them or pick them up on their way to our house. It was the dumbest reason to just be trapped in my mind for 6 hours, but that's what I did. And that would not have been true. I'm not that kind of warrior in general. My joints are definitely noticing this hormone change in my body. And when I spoke to a really educated OBG about menopause and long-term chronic illness, one of the things she said to me was, oftentimes I see that people who have medications that they manage and illnesses that they manage, things that have been working for a long time, medications that they've been on for a long time, it's not that those things stop working. It's that they need to shift them. They need to shift the frequency they're taking those medications. They might need to shift the dosages. They might need to adjust or play with. That to think of this as almost a second puberty that your body is going through. It's really that dramatic of a change. As I've said in other videos, this affects pretty much every organ, every system in your body, from your teeth and your eyes to your skin and your digestive tract. Everything is affected by the changes that are happening hormonally. And so even though you might have been taking hydroxychloroquine at this dosage for 10 years and it's been working, it's not that hydroxychloroquine isn't going to work from now on, but you might need a greater or lesser dosage to get the same effect. And that was really helpful because I do feel like the things I've been doing are not working the same ways they used to. And I'm on a lot of pills, as we've talked about, so that's not a simple matter of teasing out, and yet it does give me a starting place. It does help me understand the kinds of things I need to be looking at and gives me a starting place. So, continuing to wade through conversations with my doctors, some of whom are like, menopause, or I don't know how that affects your illness and I don't really care. And I figure the more I keep raising this conversation, the more I keep saying, hey, this needs attention. I need attention about this. I think this is an issue. Let's address it. The further I will eventually get on finding answers, arriving at solutions, figuring out methods that matter. How about you? What are you trying? What is working? What have your doctors said to you? Have you had luck adjusting medications? We're here for it. So please sound off, say what you're doing, what questions you have, what is working, because learning from each other, crowdsourcing this information is some of the most helpful ways that we can get a leg up on this confusing thing we're muddling through about living with chronic illness and chronic pain and figuring it out. So, as ever, thank you for sharing some time and attention here with me. I'm grateful to be together, and I'll look forward to talking to you again next week. Till then, I hope that you can find ways to be well.